Hello everyone, welcome to Al Career Academy for a really interesting content. Before proceeding to the video, if you are new to our channel, then do subscribe and hit the bell icon. Today, I'm going to share you all that with 11 best strategies to score more than 90% marks in 12th or 10th board exams. Undoubtedly, this is a genuine question that every good student is always worried about. His or her percentage in the board exams. It is all about of your hard work from the beginning of your course. Here in the video, I'm going to cover these tips and tricks will surely score you a very good marks for that. You need to watch the video till the end. Tip number 1. Defeat yourself. Create two instances of yourself. First is your present and the second is your past. Now play a game between your present and your past. Keep defeating your previous percentage. Your present has to be perfect than your past. In this way, you will surely achieve a good percentage in exams. Now let's move on to tip number 2. That is, stick with your syllabus book. Don't ever forget it. Yes, I have seen a number of students running behind the big heavyweight reference books and they underestimate their syllabus. These syllabus books are the best to practice with. So don't waste time on other books. Stick to your syllabus only because you are preparing for class 12th or 10th, not to get selected in NASA. Now let's move on to tip number 3. That is, be careful with your weak points. Think what are your weak points and how can you make them strong. You always keep these questions to your mind while preparing your board exams. Take out your pre-board exam sheets and find out what's the mistake. Is your handwriting filthy? Where you have scored less and why, etc. These are sorts of weak points and many more. Recovering from your weak points, which are responsive for your deductive marks, will surely put you on the track of scoring great percentage in your board exams. Now, let's move on to tip number 4. Time will kill your marks. Yes, I'm talking about the time management here. There is one of the big factor responsible for marks. You are not a kid. Grow up. So, let me explain some important key points of time management for your board exam preparation. First, if you do, stop sleeping 8 hours. Make a healthy sleep of 5 to 6 hours only and save your 2 hours from there. Study the learning subjects like chemistry, biology, etc. at morning time. This will help you to retain a long time memory of whatever you have learned while reading in the morning time. Avoid going to coaching institutions in the last 3 months of your exams. Use that time in self-study and make notes. Trust me, you will understand things way better by doing self-study. In school or colleges, take advantage of free time like sport period, curriculum activities, and practice logical subjects like maths, physics, etc. Trust me, reading or practicing in the free time of your school or college will save a lot of time. Study at least 8 hours a day. If you really want to score 90+% in your board exams, because this is the only way which is required to achieve such percentage. Divide equal time to study with your main subjects, but do not forget to study subjects like Hindi, English, etc. because they are proved to be a real percentage booster. So overall, you have to study at least 8 hours a day and make it 9 to 10 hours on holidays like Sunday. This feels like crazy, studying with such madness, but the 90% achievers did that and make their percentage possible. Let's move on to tip number 5. Practicing from the sample and previous year papers is the best way. Practice at least past 5 years papers and current all model question papers. Mano ya na mano, Previous year papers acts as a key to success in getting the mind-blowing percentage. Solving previous year papers are like giving previous board exams. The sample and previous year papers are important because they will let you know the difficulty level of questions, helps to figure out the separating or repeating sequence of questions because some cute questions show their faces in every board exams. Help to figure out your true level of securing marks. So do not waste time and download the previous year papers in the internet. If you haven't, do it now and start solving. Start solving, bachcho. Now, let's move on to tip number 6. Don't underestimate English, especially for CBSE students. Physics, chemistry, maths, biology, blah blah blah. Do you remember you have one more subject called English? Not everyone, but huge number of students does not take this subject seriously. And at time of result, this subject becomes responsible for drop in overall percentage. Subject like English can used as a booster in making higher percentage. All you need to do is to study it at least a day in a week. If you maintain this, then surely the subject will support your percentage in a great way. Now we are moving on to tip number 7. Do your answers sheets look filthy or dirty after you finish the exams? I'm talking about 90% plus percentage. It's not a joke. Even a single mark can make a big difference to 89.9% and 90%. Getting me? So each and every activity marks or matters. Work on your handwriting, neatness and cleanliness should be maintained. Your answer sheets is the only thing on the basis of which you will get your marks. So everything related to your answer sheets matters. Practice on making your answer sheets look great. Take some tips from good students of yours class about the presentation of the answer sheets. Also take advice from your teachers. Underline the important phrases in your answer sheets. Marking or making boxes around the answers in the case of mathematics are one of the basic elements which should be used in making your answer sheets look neat and clean. This neat and clean funda will add worth up to 10 marks in your board exam. So why not work it? Let's move on to tip number 8. The night just before the exam. Yes, approximately 10% of your marks depends on this night. Make use of this time not in the study but in taking rest, making your mind free and relaxed. I do have experienced this night in my life, and since I have experience now what exactly to do done, thus I can tell what should you do that night. Firstly, make yourself forget that tomorrow is your exam. Feel free like a bird. Do not ever try to revise your study stuffs, as this is not one night fight. Sleep earlier as much as possible and take a long sleep. This will help you to reset your brain and remember the things more accurately at the time of the exam. Now let's move on to tip number 9. Things to do and not to do on the exams day. According to my previous 8 tips, you should sleep earlier on the night just before the examination. Take a healthy sleep, get up early in the morning, open up your study stuffs and make a quick and brief revise on all the topics. Do not let your confidence down when you find something is still to study. Let it be, do not ruin all other topics just because of that single thing. Do not struggle just before the exam. Do you remember that just before the exam was about to start, a number of students were struggling around with their notes, books and other sorts of things? No, you should not, as this activity makes more negative effects on marks. So do not ever study just before the examination. Leave all your materials at home and go with a free and relaxed mind. Do not talk about the topics with your friends. Stand alone somewhere and wait for the exams to start. All you need is to do in this time is to make yourself more confident and stronger. Let's move on to tip number 10. During the examination time. First and important, before reading the paper, feel and pretend that you are well familiar with each and every question and you know how to answer each question present in that question paper. This is a self-defense system and works very well. Okay, now, in advance 15 minutes, read out every question to its root, understand it, make it a plan or how you will do that question. Read all the questions with the same focus and then make a strategy that which question will you attempt first. While reading the questions, do not panic at that moment when you don't know that any of the questions while reading. Let it be, you will find a way to solve it later. Do not struggle with that particular question. Give other question attention too. Always attempt 5 marks question first. The simple logic says you cannot do 5 marks question when there is a shortage of time and you have to finish the paper. But you can easily do 1 marks and 2 mark question in lesser time, and this is the best practice when dealing with the questions. Do each and every question with the same attention and the same focus because each question is important. Am I right? And please do not make your answer sheets look bad in any way. Make sure it's clean. Always carry all of your stationery items with you and make sure to draw diagrams whenever it is required. Time means marks. Do not spend more time in doing a particular question. Here the experience comes in play. More the previous year questions or sample papers you have solved before, the cleaner you will become about the time management on each question paper. So go back to my tip and understand what is the actual need of the sample and previous year question paper. Be fully prepared with your stuffs. Do not take chances. Take everything in double amount as each and every second is important here. Now let's move on to the last tip of our session. Don't leave the exam hall soon. You are not yet done. You have prepared for your board exam for the entire year, and this hour of examination time are the last moment of those subjects. So do not let them go. Use these hours as much as possible in a good way. Don't be in a hurry to leave the exam hall. Wait until the last second of the exams. And cross-check your answers, exam sheets again and again. Find your silly and even single mistake and resolve them. Highlight the important keywords and sentences in your answers by underlining it, and if you feel any answers uncomfortable, then do not hesitate to make it interesting. Now it's time for the bonus tip. From every social media. Disconnecting includes put your Facebook account on rest for these 3 months. Pack up your cell phones and say goodbye to messenger apps like WhatsApp, Messenger, Instagram and etc. whichever you are in. Stop attending parties, sorts of things. Say goodbye to your friends, even the closer one for this time period. I hope you understand what I'm actually trying to say. Getting 90+% in your board examination is not a joke. I mean, it's not a joke. You really need to work hard. And I'm sure if you can follow these tips, you can score more than you expect. That's it for today, guys. Thanks for watching. Please do like, comment, share. Meet you all in the next one.